The future was unclear, but looked bright and hopeful. Of course, the first steps on the next part of their journey was the clearest of all. Why, hello there. You caught me at a wonderful time, as it is indeed story time. It's time for A Tale with Thrower! This is a story that I had written for a presentation. I was selected for some leadership training. I'm not in a leadership role, but I was seen as having some potential for that, as you can probably tell by my excellent delivery of this. Because story was a big part of the course, and at the end of it, we as a group had to deliver a presentation on what we had learned, and we figured, well, to open it up, let's tell a story. It tells the story of our learning, but in a fantastical setting. But let's get into the story, which I just realized does not have a title at all. I titled it Presentation Opening. If you come up with after hearing the story, come up with a title for me. Put it in the comments below. But let us begin. Sages overlooked the rising sun and made note of the beams of light washing over the land. Turning their heads, they also witnessed dark clouds circling in. Crackling thunder and flashes of light broke across the sky. The day was bright, but darkness loomed, and more beacons of light were needed. Guides for the future were needed in the present. Warriors of light were necessary to propel the kingdom forward and defend the people from the enemy unknown. The sages chose for themselves 10 noble knights. They could see the lights burning within the young ones, lights brimming with potential. If only they could harness the power within. If only they could learn of their own potential. The endless possibilities that lay before them. Such powerful potential could not be unlocked by anyone but themselves. Colliding together, clouds and sun met. Raindrops fell from the heavens and the sun struck the watery beads. Together, a rainbow was formed. A good omen. The 10 nobles were sent out on their critical journey. Tools and weapons were provided for fending off darkness and doubt. Providing mystic cards, the sages guided the knights in identifying their vulnerabilities and identifying the treasures they would need to obtain to grasp their true potential. Scrolls of wisdom were also consumed eagerly by the knights. Working together, the valiant band united, aiding one another in keeping watch, sharpening swords, and mending armors. Crimson flames leapt from the campfire, warming bodies and souls, passions burning brightly, and they were shared. Each noble steeled themselves and pressed ever onwards. Encountering the whispering woods, the knights entered in, and they approached the pond of discovery. Casting their rods, 8 fish were captured and collected. These majestic finned creatures spoke words of wisdom from past knights turned sages. In visions and dreams, the noble sojourners were visited by the seer of introspection, Myers-Briggs. Each came away with new insight and perspectives, used to navigate the trials, each facing their own. Some of the nobles faced hordes of foes with overwhelming and seemingly crushing force. Others faced internal demons of indecision and vulnerability. Each encountered the uncomfortable ghosts of past, present, and future, and together they pressed beyond these challenges. Each day, the light within grew larger and burned brighter. Each step forward was more confident and hardier than the last. Their journey became clearer and clearer as they mapped out their progress and aspirations. Improvement was needed, but was indeed what was planned for. The challenge was in fact the goal. With more and more realizations of their own standings and with more awareness of the world around them, the noble knights shored up their weaknesses and ballooned their strengths. Each found personalized crystals of revitalization, and with them their energy grew day by day. As the nobles grew and improved, they found themselves taken under the wings of different sages who provided guidance and assurance. Through rigorous trials and training, power within was found and harnessed. The knights joined together in taverns and rested and bonded. The journey was well underway, and the future looked brighter. Casting their gazes skyward, they laid witness to parting clouds and clearing skies. What was next for these defenders and protectors? What was next for these newly taught leaders and guides? Would they join the sages? Would they continue fighting alongside their comrades within the ranks? Whatever lay ahead, they knew they were prepared. Even if not feeling ready, the ability was available and the strength lay within. The future was unclear, but looked bright and hopeful. Of course, the first steps on the next part of their journey was the clearest of all. There were no doubts as to what would be needed to press themselves onwards and to illuminate their paths. The thing most necessary to engage in was a game show! We then proceeded to move into the rest of the presentation, which was a game show, and just a simple trivia game, which we used the question and answers to show what it was that we had learned and takeaways for us. So what is the takeaway from this story? I suppose in telling that story, in ending with a game show, that is how you ruin a dramatic moment. Like Marvel.
What are you still doing here?
I'm waiting for the after credit scene.
After credits?
Yeah, where you get a teaser of future plans.
I know what an after credits is, but these aren't even real credits. It's one guy.
Shh.
That's it.
Oh wow, can you believe it? Think of all the possibilities, what this could mean.
I've got nothing. Now what?
Now we use our imagination. And maybe check another video in the meantime.
Slim pickings.
Ooh, double teaser.